The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by MySoCalLender.com, MySoCalLender.com. A breakdown of the CFPB's latest analysis on credit report disputes. Credit reports play a key role in our financial health, impacting our eligibility for credit cards and loans and the cost we pay to finance purchases like a house or car. Credit reports can include mistakes. For example, accounts listed more than once or invalid collection accounts. Fortunately, federal law gives us the right to dispute credit report errors when we spot them. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's recently released report on credit report disputes reveals patterns in who files more disputes and the type of accounts most frequently disputed. The Bureau's report is based on an analysis of 5 million credit reports, or 5 million credit records, focusing on auto loans, student loans, and credit cards opened between 2012 and 2019. Insights of disputers. The CFPB's report reveals younger adults were a higher percentage of disputers for most type of accounts. For example, 67% of auto loan disputes were made by adults under age 44. Student loan disputes were an exception, with adults in the 30 to 44 age group making up a higher percentage of disputes. These adults have been in repayment status for longer and be more likely to have errors after refinancing or consolidating their loans. Interesting credit score dynamics emerged for people with disputes versus those who didn't. In particular, people with low credit scores represented a higher percentage of disputes across all account types, especially with auto loans, 58%, and student loans, 73%. The CFPB suggests this could be related to people with lower credit scores checking their credit more often, possibly after receiving an adverse action notice from a denied credit card application. The adverse action notice explains the reasons a consumer was turned down and provides free access to their credit report. Disputes based on account type and status, people tended to dispute some types of accounts more than others. Credit cards had the highest percentage of disputes, followed by student loans, auto loans, and retail cards. Somewhat surprisingly, people with higher average credit scores made up a greater number of credit card disputes. A consumer's payment status also seemed to play a role in credit report disputes, with a higher percentage of people disputing auto loans that were delinquent before placing a dispute. Maintaining a clean credit report now is a great time to take advantage of the weekly free credit reports until April 2022 through annualcreditreport.com. Usually you can get a report every 12 months, but here's the issue right now. I'm going to suggest to you, do what I do. Register with myfico.com, myfico.com. Yes, it is a paid subscription, not prescription. It's a paid subscription. I watch my family's credit reports all the time. Why? Well, number one, I look at it every day. I get notices all the time that something's going on my credit report. So I'm looking at it all the time. Why do I want to look at it all the time? When I tell you that I've seen as much as 80 to 100 point drops, number one, I have a team of people that we do lending with, right? So we see what's going on credit reports. I work with Jeff Sipes over at Blue Water Credit, and they do some great jobs for the listeners of Ron Siegel Radio on getting their credit scores enhanced. So that's another big one. And we're constantly looking for ways to what's going on, because my Fair Isaac Corporation does not release their algorithm. They don't tell anybody specifically what's going on with the credit reports, or what the percentages are, what causes what, and what happens with how many points. So when you look at enough credit reports, I look at my own credit report, I can actually see, okay, well, this is what I did, and this is the cause, and this is the effect. And it just helps us out right there a lot. So that's why we do it that way. So I'm going to recommend myfico.com. Watch it. They give you one of their plans will give you your report quarterly, but you can put the app on your phone and see what's going on your credit report. And you may find out that there's some surprises on there. Now, one of the things that our friends at Geneva Financial are working on, it's going to be out probably the beginning of the second quarter, is something called Geneva Guard. Geneva Guard. And it's an identity theft program that I think you might like. So we're going to be coming up. Geneva's coming out with that again, the beginning of the second quarter. And I think you're going to like that. There's a lot of tools on it. We haven't got all the details on it yet, but we're excited to be able to bring that to you as a listener of Ron Siegel Radio. That's the Your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by mysocallender.com, mysocallender.com.